Hey there, my name's Jeanette Schaub and this channel is Next Level Living. Thanks for joining me today. This is a safe space where we can have real conversations about grief, life transitions, reinvention, health, wellness, relationships, all that good stuff, and talk about creating meaningful next chapters. And so today I wanted to start with talking about grief because I'm currently going through that myself, and I know a lot of people are, and hopefully this will make somebody feel a little less alone. A few years ago, I lost my mom, 2 years exactly in about a week. And so, like so many people, I knew it would be hard, but nothing could have possibly prepared me for what it actually was for me and what it has been and how life altering it would be. I'm 61, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a grandma, a daughter. I've reinvented myself a couple times. I've had some businesses. I've taken some risks. I've had some career shifts. I've had a lot of life transition and experienced a lot of loss. I've learned that life rarely goes according to plan. But losing my mom changed something in a way I can't fully explain. But I do want to share some perspectives that I have on it that maybe will help somebody else. One thing became crystal clear, and that is we don't know how much time that we have here. So that's the first thing. Also, during that time, a couple of things were shared with me that really brought me comfort in a strange way. And it might be strange after I share what they were that were said to me. The first thing that was shared with me was from a friend who had experienced losing her mom at a really young age. And she said, the first thing she said to me was, "It changes you forever." And she said it with a lot of intensity. And so it really, I got to be honest, it scared the crap out of me. And I was really taken aback by it. And in the moment, because it was so fresh and raw, I didn't know what to make of that. I just thought, oh my God, I don't want anything to change me and change who I was. And what does that mean? And what does that look like? The second thing, I'm going to come back to these, but the second thing was it's the loudest silent echo. And that was used to describe just the process and the grief, which I thought was a profound, beautiful way to sum that up. And the third thing was recently I heard somebody on TV actually and describe the loss of her parents as feeling untethered. And I'll start that way and I'll go backwards, but feeling untethered, when I heard that, it just like she hit the nail on the head. That was a perfect description for how I felt when I lost my mom. I just felt, and still do, feel untethered. Like, wow, what? I had no way to describe what the feeling is, and that was it. And so I really just felt comfort in having it described in a way that I could relate to, that made sense to me, and made me feel, again, less alone in the process. The second thing, going back to the loudest silent echo, I just thought it was a beautiful description of what the darkness and the quiet feels like. It's only something that and you're feeling and you're hearing in your head, and the grief is so deep and can feel so dark and comes out in ways you never even imagined. I was experiencing feelings I've never felt before and emotions that were just almost scary because they were so intense. And yet there was this quiet. Nobody can be inside my head and know what that feels like. And then tomorrow, everything goes back to normal. People go back to work. Life continues. And yet you're stuck in this space of dark and quiet, and yet it's so freaking loud. And I just thought was a beautiful way to describe that feeling. The loudest silent echo just sounds like the name of a book or something. And then going back to the first one, it changes you forever. Yes, of course it does. The idea that something can permanently, shift who I am scared me, but I understand what she meant. You're never the same, but that doesn't mean that's bad. It's not a bad thing. It just is what is. The version of me then in relation to my mom, who is no longer here, and she was my person, right? So yeah, that version no longer exists. So I just have to adjust. You know, you just, I don't know how to describe it. It's, I can't go back to that because she's not here. So a new version of me, a new version in relation to the memories and what I hold dear and how she shows up and who I am. But that version of that it just can't exist anymore. So I've made peace with that, her telling me that, and actually take some comfort in it because I understand it now and I understand what she meant. And I think she was just trying to prepare me for understanding that I would recognize that version of me does not exist anymore. So I don't have it all figured out clearly, but I can tell you the ways that it's shifted me now in my perspective as I now get into this second year. It doesn't matter how many people around you have been through it, the closest people to you, what they've experienced. Your journey will be unique to you, and you just have to be okay with whatever that means to you. Some people celebrate anniversaries, some people choose not to, some people don't want to be reminded daily. That was kind of me. I was aware, and that's enough for me, for some things. So just be okay knowing that there is no right or wrong way to navigate this. The things I pay attention to now are how I spend my time, where I spend my energy, who I want to spend my time with, and what the next chapter looks like for me, or what I want it to look like. I want to be more awake. I want to be more present. I want to ensure that as often as possible that I'm finding joy, that I get to a place where I can remember the things that made me happy. And my attachment right now, it's a little still too raw. But at the end of the day, if nothing else, please know that wherever you are, you're right where you're supposed to be. There's no right or wrong way to navigate this. You can't get over it. You don't really get past it. You just get through it, and it starts to just ride alongside you as part of your journey. So again, I don't have all the answers, but I hope that maybe something that I said helped you a little bit if you're going through this journey. And just know that wherever you are and how different it might feel for you, you're not alone. You're just not alone. It doesn't have to look the same to know that somebody else is sharing the experience. And so grief doesn't end. Again, it rides alongside you. And so you just have to learn how to live fully again. I'm not there yet. I'm going to be honest, because I said this is where we talk about all things, this is our honest, safe space. I'm not there yet. I don't know how to do that yet, but I'm getting there, and I will get there because I also have people that depend on me. And so, anyway, that's what I got today. That's been a minute since I've been out here, so I hope that something that I said, helped you in some way. Feel free to like or comment. I'd love to know where you are in your journey, and anything you'd like to share. And thanks. Tune back in for another episode of Next Level Living.